Hi traders, I hope you're having a happy weekend. This is the Dow on the monthly chart, obviously the 1st of Feb today as I write this video, so let's have a look at where we are at the moment. This is a tremendously bearish start to the month. We engulfed almost 2 months of price action. We're almost back down to November on the Dow, but you can see we have hit a lot of support. So what we need now is a pullback, and the pullback area is to that dotted line where I previously had a support level, and that dotted line will put it at 16,120, so that's 400 and odd points above where we are at the moment. That's quite a jump. But we've got non-farm payroll on Friday, which you expect to be a lot better, expected to be healthy. Look at the weekly. You see the weekly support here is huge. 15,680 is massive. So what I would expect is I'm going to not trade Monday. Whichever way we trade on Monday should give us an early indication. What I think might happen is I think we might roll into this area of resistance here, which was previous week's low, and then roll over. I think ultimately we're heading for 15,320, which will be a retest of this hammer here and a continuation of this move here. So we've basically got a head and shoulders. There's the shoulder, there's the distribution pattern, and we've had a little bit of a bounce at the highs this week and then but closed lower. So a pullback into that area there could see us drop here. And it's quite firmly at the moment in a downtrend. And you can see the RSI, so we were high, high, lower high, and again a even slightly lower high. I mean, divergences normally mean the end is nigh for the current trend, that is, not for the world. We've got that trend, and so we add that channel. So we are at the bottom of this channel. I was watching a video this weekend and of a fellow analyst, and he was saying that just a little point, but he was saying that trend lines tend to go at 45 degrees, right across the clock. So from sort of 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. I thought that was quite a neat way of describing it. And we are quite clearly close to the bottom of that trend. So I would expect some kind of bounce. So any bounce into that area there, I would expect to see that topple over. So on a price level, that puts us in a rebound area of just around the 16,000 mark. But like I said, I'm going to let the markets come to me. Not that much data the first half of the week. A little bit of a hammer-like bar here, long, a little bit of a bottoming tail to that, but nonetheless it is very bearish. All the highs are sold into, and we are divergent RSI here. So we've got a new low in the market, but divergent RSI, a higher low in the RSI. So short term, I think we're going to get a perk up, but anything that goes into that area there or slightly higher is to be sold into. That would go for the Euro-Yen. This is probably the best chart of the week, and I suggested this would work better from the point of view that this time last week, this one penetrated much deeper to the downside than the pound did. The pound is one of the fastest appreciating currencies, and the yen is one of the fastest depreciating currencies. So the last thing you want to do is short a strong market. What you want to do is find something that's weaker, and this one was nice and weak. Okay, so we are a little extended here. I think 850 is the obvious target. Huge amount of resistance there, so any pullbacks to be sold into. I hope you've seen the video I produced on the Friday trade, because that was quite nice. And we look as if this is the target area. 23.6, 134.64, but we are lower RSI. But if you're in this, if you took this swing trade on the back of that video last weekend, then well done. Because we had a couple of up days. That was just a bear flag trap into resistance, and that got sold into. Okay, so my favourite forex trade at the moment is probably this euro yen. The pound yen is dropping, as you would expect, but we've only just broke Sunday's low right at the back end of the week. That took a long time to come down. So again, any pullbacks, wait and see how we open on Sunday and what Monday does, but any pullbacks to 880 are to be sold in that one. But like I said, I prefer the euro yen. Euro US, very shallow pullback on this one to 575 before we dropped 100 points. That obviously is coming into the 200 EMA. That might touch 134.40 before getting some kind of bounce. But that was a nice move. I was expecting at one stage for this to hold up here. I thought, this big blue bar, and the fact we kept closing by the 50 EMA might mean that would hold, but it didn't, as you can see. Pound US, again, just coming to the 50 EMA, very resilient. You can see the sort of funnel effect we've got up here. So any pullbacks to 76.4, which puts it at 164.80, just 40 points above are to be sold into. But just bear in mind we are closer to the 50 EMA here, so I prefer the euro yen. US dollar yen, slowly grinding its way down, but I prefer the euro yen. Let's have a look at the euro CAD, because this was a good performer. Steamed into the 127 extension. Now this is interesting. This is a potential wiggle setup. What do I mean by a wiggle? I mean, that burst up to 127, and now we come back to this major support level. So if we hold here, this could, maybe we'll dip down a little bit, but we could get right back to retest the highs. So keep an eye on that one. The most obvious target is for this to retest this trend line here, which will put it to this support here before that may retest that 200 level. Keep your eyes on that one. Euro CAD. Otherwise, Aussie US still floundering down there. There's rate decisions in a lot of these key markets for euro and pound back end of the week. And like I said, non-farm payroll at the end. So a lot of these forex charts are not giving off great signals. This is US dollar CAD. A couple of lower closes there, so any pullbacks to 110 is potential buying area, as that one comes off. RSI has been extreme for a while. CAD yen came down to the 127 extension. Not much of a pullback in that one. I actually got some money out of that on the long side, which seems a bit crazy now. I actually took it up into this area here. Of course, if I'd flipped it, all that resistance, that would have been a lovely move, but unfortunately I didn't do that. It's taken quite a while to get down there though. That's taken a good few weeks, good couple of weeks at least, to get 400 odd points. Pound Aussie dollar sitting on support here. I would, yeah, we've got a reversal bar up here. It's tested it and fallen down. I'm looking out for 183. So if I'm looking for 183, why aren't I shorting it, I hear you ask? Well, that is shortable at, I don't think that's a stopping bar. I think we may pull back into the area and then start coming down. So that is shortable from 188.45 with a stop above 190, 190.20 at least. Gold, sadly, gold looked really good up here. I guess it hit a lot of resistance. Anything that's between the 50 and the 200 is always trickier. So we've got a lot of support here and a lot of resistance up here. So we're in a big box basically. Huge, obviously, in a box setup, you've got support down the lower end and you've got resistance up the higher end. So I was in that, and yeah, I had a small amount of profit and moved my stop into gear. So I took a small stop out on that one. So I'm just going to stand aside now. Let's take a look at commodities, and I'm going to leave it there and then do a separate stock video on Monday. Oil crept into 50% and is weakening. Like I said, it's now between the 50 and the 200, so I don't like it, so I'm standing aside. Grains, well, we ground their way up to resistance, top of the box again, 435 on the corn. I would stay put, not touching it at the moment. And wheat looked as if it was bottoming. It's repeating. There's a lot of symmetry in this one. Looks as if it's bottoming, then dropped. Looks as if it's bottoming, then dropped. So I'm just keeping a very close eye on it, because this is the time of year when the crop reports are due, and that could come out. A lot of symmetry in this coffee as well. Run up, pull back, run up, pull back, run up. So if you're interested in the coffee, this 122.50 is massive, but coming into the 127 extension, so you're going to have to buy high if you want to get into that, and the RSI is high. How would I play it? I would look for that to completely retest that trend line down here. So I would look for retest of the 120 area if you want to get into that. There were some signals down there because again, fibs told the story. Nice move up. So the fibs are taken from that high and that low. When we rolled over here, we came just underneath 50% and closed above. So it's new low, close above next day. So that 50% was the entry here on 11410. And that, because that was the signal, that was the buy signal. New low, close above next day. Okay, so at the moment, I'm going to let the week just come to me, let the markets come to me the first part of the week as we prepare for non-farm payroll at the end. Euro yen to me is the best looking chart. I'd be very interested to hear if you've got some other views on other charts, because I always like to hear what you guys think. And in the meantime, I will sit on my hands and let the market come to me. Like I said, watch out for the stock scan on Monday, and do enjoy the rest of your weekend. Get lots of fresh air, lots of exercise, and Traders Round Table. We are going to look at the best setups for this current market. Okay, we'll do some further work on Fibonacci because I think that's so critical to this market. I'm going to look at the best time frame when you're setting targets, and look at how we use fibs to help us set targets along with some of these key pivot areas. Okay, so have fun and see you then.